We know about the home runs. We know about his competitiveness, his good-naturedness. But, he's also the world's largest vegan as well. I mean, this guy would talk about being a vegan, and, he's huge, right? But let me tell you something, because you look at the shape of the guy and you go, geez, I don't know, man. Well, let me tell you. I'm going to give you a rundown of the games played by Prince. And I see Dollars is out there already trolling, saying he stole money. Let's start with 2005, and we're going to bring it up to this year. Now, as some of you may or may not know, and again, this is Sports Done Right. Vince Wright, your sports governor from the great state of Minnesota. There are 162 games in a baseball year. Now, Prince broke through in 2005. And he played 39 games. Okay, great. And, he just got up there, whatever. Now, starting in 06, I want you to listen to these numbers that he played. And don't give me that, it's baseball. These guys just sit around and don't do nothing. Because after their long season, it does start grinding on you. But anyway, with that being said, in 2006, of 162 games, he played 157. In 2007, he played 158. In 2008, 159. In 2009, he played all 162 games. In 2010, he played 161 games. In 2011, 2012, and 2013, all 162 games. Well done. But then something happened. He got to Texas. Like A-Rod. Maybe there's something cursed about that franchise. I don't know. But he gets to Texas in 2014. First neck injury. Plays 42 games. Comes back in 2015. Has arguably the comeback player of the year type of year. He comes back from a neck injury, his initial neck injury, to play in 158 games. By the way, that year nailing 28 home runs and 98 RBI. But this year he's only played in about 89 games before he re-injured the neck. He's going for a second fusion surgery. And unfortunately for Prince, it's all over. And again, Sports Done Right wants to give him proper kudos on the career that was okay. Pretty good career. And check this one out. He ends his career with the exact same number of home runs as his father, who he still hates apparently, Cecil Fielder. They both have 319 home runs. Very, very, very odd. All right. Let's jump in the chat here on Sports Done Right. I thank everybody for tuning in and listening to me. Check it out. You can follow the Gov at The Big Smooth One on Twitter. Instagram page is coming very, very shortly, as well as that website. And also make sure you jump on Facebook, type in Sports Done Right, my last name, WRIGHT, and make sure that you follow us, man, because we have fun up there. It's your sports news update, the ticker. We got everything going. And I would appreciate your support, man. We got big things popping for the X Squad affiliates. Got to give a big shout out to Brother Kesey, the tech man. The Morehouse guy, as Jungle Brother calls him. He's helping me out with some editing there, so big shout out to Kesey. RC in the chat room says Ward dominated Brand this past weekend, but I believe if he pressed the issue, he could have stopped him. With that said, I believe he'll outbox Kovalev and win a comfortable decision. Very interesting. Chief Rocker, the number one Chief Rocker, Jersey Vern. Over 3/4 of those hits was with the Yankees. Stop it. Dollar says the reason he left Detroit is because the kid that looked like Miguel Cabrera was smashing his old lady. Oh, jeez. Dollars also goes on to say, well, then you might as well charge Eli with grand larceny with the theft of Giants money. Obviously, him and Chief already going at it tonight. And let's see. Chief says... Or C-Mac, and the C-Mac Big Fo says, Chief, ain't you glad the Falcons are not playing your division this year? Man, it is going to be a fun football year. The Vikings kick off their home opener, the regular season home opener with the Packers here at U.S. Bank Stadium, the new stadium, and I cannot wait. All right, other baseball news before we get to Mr. Alex Rodriguez. Y'all see Mr. Yasiel Puig is down in the minors. But not only down in the minors, man, if you take a look at some of his chatting and his social media lately, it looks like he's having the time of his life down there playing AAA ball. I really hope he can get back to the major leagues, but it looks like his swing and everything else has just kind of went south on him. But people are kind of giving him some shade. You know, he's out there. They're posting these videos after a loss last night and apparently going to the bars and kind of tearing it up like they won the World Series. You know, for the rest of the guys, you got to remember, and this is what was said, I think, I can't remember where I heard this. It was probably on the 4-letter or Fox or somebody, but somebody said, you know, for those guys that are not Yasiel Puig and don't have the millions of dollars, they need to remember where they're at and take this a little more seriously. But, you know, Puig's just having fun with the guys. And, hey, if he can bring some fun to a minor league team, obviously people are going to show up and come watch him play. Hey, man, as long as he ain't out there being too stupid, I ain't going to ride him too much, man. Big Grego says, show started the same time I walked in the house and got blitzed by the kids. Hey, man, you got to be daddy first, Grego. We appreciate that. Let's see. Bama Boy, my main man, Bama Boy. Roll Tide rolls in the joint. What's up, Big Bama? And little sawed off, Reggie Lawrence says, I'm not making stuff up. Fielder's wife was having an affair with another Tigers player. He was traded shortly after it was discovered, and Fielder's wife did him a favor. Man, he is a millionaire. He needed better taste. All right. I think I remember hearing those rumors as well. You know how these players are, man. You know, it ain't enough. Sometimes these players can get just about any woman that they want. Now they got to start going after their teammates, ladies and whatnot. All right, chat room, everybody out there in Sports Done Right land, talk to me. Tim Tebow, baseball player. Tim Tebow, baseball player. Now, before we shoo it away, and again, you know, I think he may get signed to a minor league team for the exact same reason we just kind of talked about Yasiel Puig. The factor of just putting butts in seats. That's what's going to happen. But here's the thing, though. Tim Tebow played high school baseball, and actually the Angels looked at drafting him right out of high school for baseball. He was an all-conference player, and he was a first-team all-state baseball player in Florida. I see Rel Scott out there says Tebow should have joined the WWE. Nah, he's a god, dude. He's a god, dude. He ain't about that WWE life, man. Trust me. Too many syringe needles, all kinds of bad stuff around there. Tebow ain't about that. Plus, he don't gotta be, man. He can just be Tim Tebow and go make speeches and jump on a TV broadcast here and there, and he'll make a nice living. But what do you think? Again, Rel says Tebow sucks. He should just open up a church and sit down. And he probably will. He probably will, Big Rel Scott. But, you know, at some point here, and forgive me as I don't know how old Tebow is. If somebody knows, let me know. I know, late 20s at this point? Is he around 30? I don't know. But, you know, taking on a 100-mile-per-hour fastball, a breaking ball, good knuckleball, I don't know. I don't really see it progressing too far, but who knows, man. If anybody's defied certain circumstances so far, it's Tim Tebow. But, oh, man, think of the media circus that's coming. Think of the media circus that's coming, man. Again, Sports Done Right. Vince Wright on the SME Network. And with that being said, let's finish out our baseball talk with Mr. Alex Rodriguez. What do you guys think of Mr. Rodriguez? And, oh, by the way, Prince Fielder was a 6-time All-Star in his 12 major league years. He batted .283 overall, .319 for the home runs, 1,028 RBIs. That just came across a Situation Room monitor, so I just wanted to throw that out real quick. All right, Mr. Rodriguez. Oh, he was, remember Griffey and those Seattle teams, and then comes another star called Alex Rodriguez. Man, they were supposed to be unstoppable. Unstoppable. The guy had all the talent in the world, but had to have a little bit more. So I found a very interesting article on the USA Today by Jimmy Haskup is the writer's name. And I wanted to share it with you because I think it's very interesting. It's called Alex Rodriguez's Career by the Numbers. So let's take a look at some of these numbers because, we can sit here and we can still have the same mundane debate as all the other sports shows on the PEDs and steroids and this and that. We know he blew it. We knew he had the talent. We knew he tried to cut corners, not once but twice. He got busted and, still got a shot. He's batting, I think, 204 this year, and he's going to retire after Friday night's game. He's going to get one last shot in front of the hometown Yankees fans, so I'm sure they'll send him off with the proper adieu. But make no mistakes, man, the Yankees glad to get this situation behind them. They gave him that ceremonial job. And it is what it is. All right, so with that being said, let's take a look at Mr. A-Rod by the numbers. All right, y'all, Sports Gov, Vince Wright from the great state of Minnesota. A-Rod has hit for a .295 batting average, a .380 on-base percentage, .550 slugging percentage during his 22-season career. Now, the first number is 18. That's how old he was when he was drafted back in 1993 by the Seattle Mariners. Obviously, when you're 18, you're doing a whole bunch of other stuff, namely getting ready for proms and graduation from high school, hopefully, unless you're Jersey Vern out there. But other than that, 18-year-olds, you're doing 18-year-old things. You're not so worried about being a number one draft pick for a Major League Baseball team. 696, and unless something miraculous happens on Friday, that is the number of home runs that Alex will wind up with. He is fourth all-time behind Barry Bonds. Barry has 762. A lot of people still call Hank Aaron the leader at 755, Babe Ruth at 714. He hit 40 home runs 8 times in his career, and he hit 50 home runs 3 times in his career. Now, 14. What's that number 14 when we're discussing Mr. A-Rod? That was the number of times he was nominated for the All-Star game and made it 9 seasons in a row. Now comes the fun number. And again, Sports Done Right. I'll be in that chat room in a minute, y'all. $392,285,104. Rodriguez's career earnings are the most in Major League Baseball history. Shocking. He also earned $14 million of his $21 million this season. This figure increases to $420 million and some change after 2017 because he's got $21 million still getting paid to him. He set 2 records for the most expensive contracts. And let's see, the first one, the infamous 10-year, $252 million deal with Texas. And then his 10-year, $275 million deal with the Yankees in 2007. Wonder if the Chief Rocker came out of his pocket for some of that one. 162 is the next number, folks. Rodriguez was suspended for the entire 2014 season when he was busted for performance-enhancing drugs. MLB had initially suspended him for 211 games, but it was reduced by an arbitrator. And that suspension only cost him a mere $25 million. Now, the next number, 3,114, he's the 20th member in MLB history to get over 3,000 hits, of course. So, solid there. He ranks 3rd all-time in RBIs, 2,084. Over his 22 seasons, he has played in 2,781 games, 13 consecutive seasons. Let's see, 3, the number 3. It's a magic number. And that's Rodriguez won 3 MVP awards, the first of which came in 2003. He finished second in 96 and 2000.